Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, where in today's video we're going to be talking about everything is always working out. Even when it feels like it's not working out, it actually is working things out for us in order for that thing to work out. So this could be applied to anything in your life. This is like, what are you wanting to work out? Is it your education? Is it your platonic relationships? Is it your romantic relationships? um Whatever you're embarking on, or even just going through life. So this has been, I would say, the biggest and most prominent concept brought forth with people that work with me, is this idea of why are things never working out for me, and taking that perspective and shifting it into everything is always working out for me. Everything is happening for me, not to me. And taking the narrative of our past experiences, which is creating our current reality, changing that narrative using the power of narrative therapy, creating a new narrative, which will shape the reality that we want to experience. It sounds simple, but it's not that simple. Our past conditioning is so strong, and it's not only because the thoughts that are, I was going to say accumulated, but that's not the right word I'm looking for. The thoughts that originate and are created in our mind due to the core belief system that we acquired as children. Not only do we have to lean on this, we also lean on like our entire nervous system. Think how big your nervous system is, and the body keeps a score, and that score lives in your body. So our future experiences also lean into what the body has acquired and learned so far. So our core beliefs, not only do they live here, but they also live in our nervous system as well. So that's a lot of cells that are producing the same story, emitting that frequency, really, because it goes thoughts, emotions. Emotions is energy in motion. And then like from our emotions, we produce behaviors. So depending on what thoughts we have about what is not working out, when in reality it is working out. So we're going to talk about this concept today. So we can start to recreate our future, right? Take control of our present moment, recreate our future, and erase the fear of recapitulating our past experiences, because our nervous system is, it's what it knows. So it wants to do, not it wants to do, it's expecting that same thing to happen again. Whether it is you fail your test, you don't get that date, whatever it is that you're fearing. We're going to be talking about this today. My name is Anna Morfides, now fully a certified professional counselor and life skills coach. I'm so excited. Dedicating this channel, living your best life, to myself and to all of my viewers, because the information that I have learned in my schooling experience over the past few years has literally been life-changing. And I've gone from a state of really surviving. Like, I was that person that would say, why is this happening for me? Like, why is life so hard? Like God, like, don't you love me? Like, why are you doing this to me? Like, and I was in such a victim mentality until I understood the secret of life. The secret of life is not staying in that victimhood and expecting other people to save me. But I also understand now why I was doing that. I was still living like my functional age, right? There's like the age that we are, and then there's like the functional age, because a lot of us get stuck in in like an inner child age where conflict was like not resolved. We learned about this in human development, and according to psychologist Erik Erikson, each developmental stage in our childhood has a key component to unlocking it. And you know what? I'm just going to grab it out instead of just talking about it. Oops. Ow. We're just going to look at them. Erickson's psychosocial stages. So stage of 0 to 1, the basic conflict that individuals are to overcome or to like anchor in is trust versus mistrust. So if a baby is cared for and is safe, seen, secure, and soothed, it's going to develop the virtue of hope because it will have trust. But the opposite can happen if, for example, a caregiver is working too much, or maybe say your mother fell into postpartum depression after they had you, or there's so many different things that could happen. Like in my household, my mom didn't have the capacity because she wasn't supported by my dad at all. Actually, my dad was not even there. He completely abandoned her. So she couldn't instill trust in us because she didn't have trust in herself, never mind instilling it in us. So trust versus mistrust. So it's, if we don't have that opportunity to develop that trust, then the virtue that we also acquire is that of the opposite of hope, which is hopelessness. Then in early childhood, from 1 to 3 years, is the basic conflict that we're supposed to be resolving is autonomy versus shame or doubt. So again, if you have a parent that's like praising you and or saying good things to you, then you're gonna have a great autonomy about you and your virtue is gonna be will. But if you have a parent that never received love or doesn't have good self-worth within their own self, or they have that inner critic that is always criticizing them, it's very likely that it's going to get passed on to us. Like that was my experience. Therefore, I accumulated a lot of shame and doubt in who I was. Then again, initiative versus guilt between the ages of 3 to 6. And then the virtue of that is purpose. I did not acquire initiative. I acquired a lot of guilt. Again, I never did anything right. My mother was very critical and I was punished for pretty much everything. So my functional age was stuck somewhere between guilt and shame. So I was operating from, the age that comes to my mind is 5 years old. So the functional age of my 5-year-old child is literally what was depicting my life, right? So when I'm sitting there and I'm crying to God about why are things not working out for me? Why can't anyone love me? Like, what's wrong with me? Why is this happening for me? But I'm such a good person and I do everything for everyone and I'm so giving and I'm so loving and so this, that. But I wasn't loving myself. I wasn't giving to myself. I was stuck at the functional age of like about 5 years old, although now I'm 38, right? Like I'm 38 is when I started to feel this way, which again, in human development, we learn something magical happens when we reach the age of 40. From 40 to 55 is when we start to question life. We start to, I know they call it midlife crisis, but it's actually, we were talking in class with my teacher. She's so amazing. She was calling it, it's like a midlife opportunity to reassess your life. Or maybe I said that. Yeah, midlife opportunity to reassess our life. Why do we call it crisis? It's actually not a crisis. It's actually like a really good thing where you're reassessing and you're reevaluating to see, am I living in alignment? Why is it feeling like things are not working out? What's misaligned? Because when we live in alignment, everything is always working out. So let's look at it and see like what is not in alignment and what would serve best to be released and or have a shift in perspective in. So my functional age, yes, was at 5 years old. So I'm sitting there and I'm crying, like, why is this happening to me? And literally, like, it's me being a child and not understanding why my mother was being like that towards me and like not giving me any love. So children, as we now know, they internalize everything as if it's their fault. That logical part of their brain, like, oh, my mom is having a really hard time, or my mom feels really sad because my dad's not with her, or my mom has postpartum depression, that's why she's acting this way, or my mom grew up with an abusive stepmom, that's why she's acting this way, or my dad is working too much, that's why he's not home. Like, a child, as we now know, internalizes everything as if it's their fault, and it gives it a meaning. So I must be a bad kid, that's why mom is like this. Or I'm unlovable, or I can't be on, like, it's not safe to be me, or I can't, it's not safe to express my emotions, or no one cares for me, no one can hold me, it's my fault. Like, we internalize everything as children as if it's our fault, and then that lack of care. And again, it's not because they're bad parents. I mean, it's like they were doing the best that they could. So I have no ill, like, was it judgment, or it's not even judgment. I don't have any ill thoughts about my parents parenting, because they just didn't know any better, and they had it even worse. I know that for real. But the point is that there is a functional age that we get stuck in, according to Erickson's psychosocial stages. And if we can figure that out, then we can work with that inner child to give it a new narrative, right? Like, you, the adult version of self, is going to give your inner child a recorrective experience so we can move up in the functional age and literally resolve that conflict that is causing that inner turmoil, and is the cause of why that turmoil is experienced in their outer environment as an adult. So that's what I mean when things even feel like they're not working out. They're actually working out for us. There's something in there for us to work out. So say, for example, okay, you want to start a new relationship, and you put yourself out there, and you fear that the same thing's going to happen, that you're going to be rejected, abandoned, like it's not safe to be you, like literally like reliving your past narrative. Wait, where was I going with this? The recorrective experience that that little inner child would want to have is, it is safe to be me. I am lovable. I am cherished. I am chosen, right? Like, that inner child wants to have that experience. So then we go to work and we do that for ourselves, right? So this is how, so even though it seems like the relationship is not working out, there's something in there for us to work out before that relationship can work out, right? So if I'm not in alignment with my self-love, and if I don't cherish myself, if I don't choose myself, if I abandon myself, if I do all these things to myself that I'm expecting somebody else to do for me, right? So it's like literally I'm still that kid waiting for my mother, right? Like, at my functional age at 6 years old, and I'm waiting for my mother to finally give me that love. It's not fair to put it on to somebody else, but I understand fully why we experience this thing not working out. It's because we are gifted an opportunity to finally change that narrative once and for all, and change our core beliefs, and recalibrate our nervous system, and let go of that story and create a new story, so then we can live out the new normal, and that thing can work out. So it seems like it's not working out, but it's working things out for you from the inside. It's showing you what things need to be worked on from our inside in order for that experience to work out, whether it's like that new job, or the new connection, or a move, anything. So, and the biggest thing is like, I meant business today when I was at work, because one of my dearest people I work with, that quote unquote negativity that was coming through, like their words was so evident, and like they know the power of words, and how if we speak in negativity, it's almost like we're victim, like, oh, the weather really sucks, and why is this like this, and why isn't that like that, and why is this not working out this way, and why is this happening, and this sucks, and this is like this, I wish it was different. You're never gonna get anywhere in that state, right? You're just gonna keep recreating that same experience for yourself over and over and over again. So that's why the power of gratitude is also really important in like living our best life, because being grateful for what is present and transmuting sadness, fear, anger, disgust back into joy and trust is huge. Huge, because it changes your internal vibration that already feels so much better. Like imagine how heavy it feels when you're complaining about everything and why are things not different. But like Masha Linehan says, the creator of dialectical behavioral therapy, can create change from a point of wishing something to be different, because you're not living in the present moment, a power of now, and the power, like from the point of acceptance. Like acceptance needs to be there. I accept that this is where my life is at right now. I accept that this is my functional age. I accept that this is the basic conflict that serves me best to resolve, that this situation is showing me, so I can get to the place where things are working out for me. Because if these things don't get resolved, then we can't get to the place where we want to be, where things feel like they're working out, because we haven't worked out the things from inside of us that need to be worked on. And that's what it means to do the work. And I'm going to show you this book, actually, How to Do the Work by Dr. Nicole LaPera. She talks about the work a lot as well. And I think my next video, I'm going to make it on what happens and how our life changes once we do the work. And it's like super magical. So I'm a really good example of that, because even the other night that I was crying, I know after, even though I have all this knowledge, I know, and I snap out of it quite quickly, that God doesn't want to hurt me. And he's literally guiding me so I can work things out within myself that need to be worked on in order for me to get to the place of things working out. Whether it's like even this YouTube channel, like, God, like, why is, like, if I start to be like, oh, why hasn't it worked out? Like, I can get stuck in the fact that like my last video got 35 views, and I think it was fabulous, my video, because so much knowledge and like passion and like, especially knowledge and passion, and so much like studying, like there's so much work that go into these videos, and work that I've done on myself, and like it's so much truth in there that like I'm so grateful to know, and I'm so thirsty to share with others. Never in like in a bad way, but just yeah, like why not share it? So I can get stuck on the idea that it's only 35 people and why is this working out for me? But I also see that I didn't fully step into my power. So I can see why like God was protecting me, spirit, source, energy, like, because I couldn't be someone to handle like 35K views. And like, what if somebody gave me a bad review? Like, I don't think I would have been able to handle it before 2 weeks, but I've unlocked many gifts within this last little bit, because the situation seemed to not work out, quote unquote, but it actually was working things out from inside of me. And like, I'm so grateful for all the things that I've learned. Yes, would I have wanted that to work out differently? Yeah. But at the same time, I'm recognizing all the gifts that came. So, and I know that situations will work out exactly as they're meant to. So it's still going to work out, and it is working out. It's already worked out. It's already worked out. It's worked out for me amazingly. Yeah. So point is, if I sat there in my victimhood mentality of like, why does this happen to me? Like, why did I have to have a shitty childhood, or like all that abuse, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't understand resilience, and I wouldn't be a product of how to do the work and know that this stuff really works. And I wouldn't go into therapy to help others change their stuff as well, right? So it all happened for me. All the things that I went through in my childhood, it all happened for me in order for me to be here today, to be sharing this with you. So that's pretty incredible. And like, if we can apply this to everything in our life, then we're always winning. We're always winning. Like, everything is always working out for us. And like, it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to like mourn an experience that didn't pan out as you thought that it would. That's okay. But like, I invite you to not stay there, right? Like, staying there, it is not the thing that's going to resolve the basic conflict that is kind of our stuck point within ourselves. Like, it won't help us resolve that stuck point. What would help is like to transmute that, right back into joy, gratitude about all the experiences, and see the gift of that. Like, find the gift of that experience and then resolve that inner child conflict. So essentially, like Erickson's psychosocial stages, I remember saying this out loud in classes, it's like inner child work, but like in like tangible like therapeutic ways. Like, this is what inner child healing is. It's like literally resolving the basic conflicts that we get stuck on when we were children, because we acquired everything as if it is our fault. So the magical thing about, yeah, like the middle age years, where the basic conflict is generativity versus stagnation. So it's no wonder that people in their 40s look into, does their life feel stagnant, or do they want to generate something different? This is where like you reassess everything, and like, what's the best point to generate and create is from the point of alignment. And what do you want to align with? What truth do you want to align with? What core belief? I'm going to hold up this sheet of core beliefs. These are just limited. You can pause this right here. I'm sorry if you're listening to it. I'm going to put the core beliefs underneath so you can look at them. But it's mostly things like I am helpless, I am powerless, I'm out of control, I am weak, I am vulnerable, I am needy, I am trapped, I'm inadequate, I'm ineffective, I'm a failure, I'm disrespected, I'm defective, I'm not good enough, I'm unlovable, uncared for, I'm bad, I'm unworthy, I am different, bound to be rejected, bound to be alone. Like, what is it, conflict, that needs to be resolved, and that situation is showing you, so it feels like it's not working out, but it's actually working out for your highest good, to elevate your frequency, whether it is to raise your self-worth or understand what boundaries are and set boundaries. It's showing you something to do. So you can take a minute and think about that and see what it is that you need to resolve. See where that story came from, right? The story that comes with, why is this happening to me? Why are things not working out? When did that story first come? And then we use the power of narrative therapy to rewrite our story. I feel like there's a lot of components, and like these videos can get very lengthy. Again, I'm going to stop it right here at 23 minutes. Yeah. With all of my love and gratitude, I hope I didn't leave it, or I trust I didn't leave this video at a hanging point. I just don't want to overwhelm all the viewers with information, but definitely do a follow-up video on things, boundaries for sure, like learning how to increase our self-worth and set boundaries are sometimes some of the biggest lessons that we can get from these experiences when things seem like they're not working out, or even learning the power of like transmuting our emotions, or even the power of like changing our thoughts. Like, these are all great gifts that come from any experience that feel like, why is this not working out? So thank you. Thank you. Thank you, God, for allowing my life to work out as it is. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful for any likes, subscribes, thumbs up, comments. Please share with me. I love to hear. I live for this stuff. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Again, with all my love and my gratitude. If you have any ideas on future videos, please do share with me, because sometimes I do run out of ideas. But yeah, grateful again to be here, and I'll see you next time.